Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to 31 Days of Yoga. If this is your first time here and you're into health, fitness, and yoga related videos, then consider subscribing to my channel. And then while you're at it, click that little bell icon to be notified every time I post, which through the month of January will be every single day. So today I have for you another yin restorative practice. You will be needing plenty of props, so whatever blocks, bolsters, blankets, pillows, anything really that you have it around, I would go ahead and grab it, have it around you just in case you want to use it. You might also be able to tell I'm in my extra cozy clothes today, so we're just trying to get nice and cozy in our practice. So we'll be doing a few really good feel good poses that hopefully will get into many aspects of your body and help to let you relax. So without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. So we'll start here in a child's pose. So we can take our knees out wide. If we would like to, we can invite a bolster in between our legs. And this will just help for us to cozy on down. So you can allow your gaze to turn to one side. You can allow your forehead to be grounded onto the mat or onto your bolster. You can have your arms extended out in front of you, or you can just let them come to a place where they feel comfortable. Knowing that yin and restorative yoga, they're not necessarily about having perfect alignment. They're more about coming into a space where you gently feel the stretch, but not too much as to overwhelm the nervous system. We want to come into a place where we are slightly extending the muscles, challenging them just a little bit, but in a way that we can really soften and find some ease. If your gaze is turned one way, let's go ahead and switch it to the other side. And maybe from this place we can find an intention for our practice. Allowing this intention to be a statement, beginning with the word I. I am connected. I am worthy. I am loved. Or anything else that resonates with us today. And as we come into these postures of stillness, and we might start to notice our mind wanting to wander just a little bit. If we catch ourselves in these wandering moments with love and intention, we can take ourselves back to these words, this phrase that we've created for ourselves. Very good. Nice and softly, let's push ourselves up. Maybe you're already feeling some of the effects of that pose. Maybe your eyelids are a little bit heavier. Let's come off of our heels and set up for a Tarasana. So instead of having our heels really close to our pelvis, we're going to have them further away so that we're creating more of a diamond shape. And at least for me, this is a little bit more challenging than in the traditional butterfly, but just notice how it feels in your body. So we're going to just set our bolster over our feet. Maybe inhale for a little bit of length, and then as we exhale, we can fold forward, maybe just taking our forehead to our stacked hands. The purpose of the bolster here isn't really to find the purpose of the bolster here is to more so add to the comfort of the posture, more so add to your ability to come a little bit deeper in a really safe and supported way. So while we're not trying to find a perfect alignment of the spine, we still want a gentle pulling down of the shoulders so they're not inching up towards the ears. We want to soften through the jaw and through the facial expression. Really just softening into any area that's taking up too much energy. And by too much, I mean any energy that's not focused at all. When we do yoga, sometimes we add more energy to our practice, and it's intentional. In yin, it's not that we don't want to add energy, it's that we don't want to give away any unnecessary energy into places where it's really not needed. That way, we're better able to conserve our power source, our energy house, to be utilized where we need and want it, rather than in places where it might be frivolous. As we're ready, moving gently, we'll lift ourselves out of the posture. We're going to send our bolster off of the mat. And we'll just come to the long edge. Let's sit up on our blanket. So sitting there just to add a little bit of height to the sit bones, allowing ourselves to tilt forward a little bit more effectively. All right, let's go ahead, open up our legs. And from here, let's just stay nice and tall for a moment, gently flexing the feet. Let's just find a little bit of movement. So close your eyes if they're not already. Feel into this. So leaning side to side, maybe leaning a little bit forward, a little bit back. Try to keep your spine relatively long. And we're not trying to push ourselves into any position that feels tight. We're trying to explore what we already have, the range of motion that's already within us. Good, let's go ahead, stay stacked here. Let's draw our left foot in so that we're coming into a half straddle. almost like a herky shape if you were into cheerleading or gymnastics. Okay, let's go ahead and take our right hand onto our knee. Left hand can generally stay on our knee as well, unless we want the left hand to just come out to the side here. So all we're going to do is start to press ourselves over that right leg. So imagine that there's two panes of glass on either side of your leg, and you're trying to take your torso right in between those panes of glass. So with this bit of pressure here, how we have it, we should be feeling some sensation from the hip up through the side body. And if you want to add something even more, you can reach the left hand overhead, maybe even grabbing for the skull. Lean the skull back. And find a place where it doesn't require too much effort. So if you're holding on, if you're white knuckling it, maybe we've come a little bit too far. Maybe we need to pull back just a little bit. Let's gently pull ourselves up towards seated. We're going to come around so that we are framing the right leg. Inhale, and then as we exhale, let's fold forward. Trying to take your fingertips evenly on either side. If anything, that left hand could reach a little bit further than the right. If it's within your range of motion, within your skill set, you could maybe even take your left hand to the outside of the right foot. Soften down. We should be feeling this through that left backside body. Find a way to soften if you can. What can we let go of? And then we'll slowly walk our way back up towards seated. Let's angle in between our thighs. We can grab for a block or maybe even our bolster. And we're just going to lean forward, maybe taking our elbows to the block, to the bolster. You can lay yourself all the way down if you have access there. Let's just make sure that this right hip stays grounded, either into the ground or into your blanket. So don't let it lift up, because it wants to. Breath, deep and focused. Allowing our thinking mind to be soft. And when we're ready, we can gently pull ourselves up towards seated. Let's extend out through the left leg. And once again, just take a moment here through your straddle. So you can bend a little bit side to side. You can move a little bit forward and back, keeping the shoulders gently drawing down the spine, down the back. I'll invite you to close your eyes so that you don't really worry too much about the aesthetic, about the look of the posture. Just noticing how you feel. And if there's a spot that needs a little bit of love and attention, maybe spend a breath or two there. Good. As we're ready, let's bend now through the right leg. And then our left hand coming towards our knee, maybe the right hand's on our leg as well. Giving a little bit of pressure and then just leaning over. Remember, you can reach the arm up and overhead, maybe grab the back of the skull. It just makes it a little bit more active. So make sure that we're staying in a place where we're calm, where we don't need to release too much effort. Once again, kind of acting like we're in between two panes of glass. I want you leaning over that left leg. So not further back, not further forward. And noticing any differences between the two sides. This side for me is decidedly a little bit less open. So just noticing those imbalances. Let's go ahead, nice and gentle, pull yourself up and out of it. Let's angle ourselves now over the left leg. Inhale, and then as we exhale, let's shimmy ourselves down, inching those fingertips out so that they're even, or maybe the right hand is a little bit in front of the left. Once again, the aesthetic of the posture really doesn't matter. Not too important. But continuing to connect in with the sensation that we are experiencing. If a little bit of a movement or a tweak of your posture might make this feel a little bit more open and available to you, you can move there. Good. Let's gently work our way out of that. And then maybe utilizing a block or a bolster in front of us, we're just going to come right in between the thighs, moseying ourselves on down. Gentle rolling back of the shoulders. Try to keep both sit bones rooted to the ground. That blanket should give you a little bit more space. And once again, just seeing where you could soften, where you could let go. nice and gentle, let's move ourselves out of this pose, set the block off to the side. Let's open up through both of our legs one more time. Take your time making your way there. And then close down the eyes once more and feel it out. Moving side to side, forward, back, maybe taking your torso into a circle, still trying to stay pretty long through our spine. If you feel so inclined to fold forward, feel free to do so these last 3 breaths. Gently making your way out of that. Let's take the hands underneath the thighs. Lean yourself back until you can step the feet down onto your mat. Let's come off of the blanket, just sending it behind you. Arms behind you. Let's do some windshield wipers to either side, just polishing out the head of the femur bones. As we're ready, we'll gently take our legs together and we'll just lay down onto our mats. Let's pull both of our knees into our chest. Give ourselves a tight squeeze, little rocks side to side. And then keeping the right knee into your chest, let's send the left leg out long. Squeezing the right knee more so into the armpit area, feeling that nice compression of the hip flexor, almost acting like a massage on that pesky muscle. This is called half wind relieving posture, helping to assist in our digestive process. Once again, just notice where you may be able to soften, where you might be able to let go. Let's bring the knee more so center of the chest, open up through the right arm. Inhale, and then as we exhale, just gently pull this knee over to the left, taking it into a twist. If you would like to, you could utilize one of your blocks underneath the knee, just as a bit of a support. Any sort of grounding or connection that your body has, at least in my body, once I feel that connection, I can go a little bit deeper. Maybe explore that for yourself. Nice and slow. Let's pull that knee back in towards the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze and then release that right leg out long. Open up to a mini Shavasana. Just noticing the body, maybe noticing the differences between the right and the left. And then let's change sides. Pulling the left knee now in towards the chest, giving it a nice squeeze. Maybe opening it up a little bit more into that left armpit area. Then as before, just seeing what you can let go of, what you can release. How you can soften into this posture. Using that smooth, steady breath to anchor you into the present moment. And then we'll release that knee a little bit away from the chest. Open up through the left arm. First, maybe moving your block over to the right side. And then as we exhale, we'll guide that knee over to the right. Maybe to land on the block. Once again, if you're using that block, just notice how this slightly changes the posture. How you can find a bit more opening just through having your limbs grounded, connected with something, even if the block is more like an extension of the floor. As we're ready, we'll roll ourselves back onto our backs. And let's just go ahead, extend that left leg long. Open up the legs, open up the arms, settling here into your final Shavasana, final relaxation posture. Maybe you'd like to throw the blanket over you, inviting for a bit more heat and comfort. Connecting back in with that intention that you set for yourself at the beginning of our practice. Allowing this intention to seal to the mind, the body, and the soul. So even as we leave our Shavasana and leave our mat, that we may take these intentions with us. Stay here in this Shavasana for however long serves you. Connecting in with these moments of peace and comfort. The light that's within me honors and acknowledges the light that's within you. And from the seed, from the source, we are literally one. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.